Welcome back once again to a new video about EVE Online. I'm going to talk a little bit about this game, EVE Online, because I'm kind of like fond of this whole game. I have a character right there which has been there in this universe for almost 5 years now, even longer. But because I have so much experience on this field, I felt the need to talk about starting with EVE, because some people have a problem with starting with it and they have no clue what to do. So what I'm going to do now is create a new character, and there are some bits and pieces that you might need to know, or you could like forget about it and decide later on what to do with it. Initially you have 4 different races, and the cool thing within EVE, even while you have 4 different races, it doesn't really matter which race you're going to pick, because eventually you can train to a specific level that you can actually fly ships from a different race. The only impact it's going to have is the initial starting point where you're going to start within the game. But you could always move around to a different region, more or less. So, in that case, I'm going to go for a let's go for a Gallente. Gallente are French.
The only true democracy of New Eden, the Gallente Federation.
Yeah, you can shut up now. I'm going to skip that. I'm just going to skip this whole character creation bit, because it's going to take me some time to actually go through this whole process. Boldly go where no man has gone before. There. We have created ourselves a character, create a snapshot of this character, there we go, and we're basically done. Name is too short, I need a name. Let's go with Picard. I have no idea, it's with double C by the way. There. Family name, whatever, randomize. There. Finalize. Name contains illegal characters. What the fuck? Patriot Picard, whatever. Yes, create this portrait. Thank you. So basically what we did right now is we have created ourselves a character. Voice account initializing, whatever. But because that's kind of like the boring part, you only need to set it up once. The character is only there to walk you through a station, and that's kind of like dumb in a way, and that's probably the reason why they are deciding that you start here. This is like the big meta game, more or less, and it will always come up with this tutorial thing, and yeah, you could go like read the crap out of this thing, but this is probably going to take you some time to get through all the content that's out there. Sure, you could do it, and Aura will always be there to help you in case you are having problems and whatnot. There's a button over here that's called Enter Captain's Quarters, and this is kind of like the meta game where your avatar can walk around with, and it's kind of like pointless to have this in its current state, because eventually there was a thing that was called walking in station, and walking in station is something that they kind of deleted. And they started to build the whole thing up again from the ground up. But this is kind of like the meta game of walking through station, and the only thing that you can do right now is go to your so-called captain's quarters, which is probably going to take me some time to get there. There. That's our captain's quarters right there, and we have a big flat TV screen right there, and the thing that you could do is watch news and watch yeah, there's something that's called incursion, and here you can actually see your ship and do your fitting and whatnot. However, most of the parts that are inside of this captain's quarters are also inside the station itself, so that's one of the reasons why it's kind of like pointless to have it right here. There's also a thing that's called character customization, and there should be another door over here, and that's the last door, and this will eventually there this will eventually lead you to walking in stations, but like I've said, this is something that is still in development and it's not there yet, so you can just skip this whole part. Go back to the ship hangar, because that's the part that you're going to do the most things, most likely. When you get started, you start in a thing that's called a pod. And your pod is the final ship that you can have. If you are getting killed, for instance, inside of your ship, the next thing that you will receive is a pod, and that pod is your life pod, more or less. And if that thing is actually being killed, then you're basically killed. But the cool thing is that you cannot die. You always respawn somewhere else. Basically depends on which station you are located at, and you will go back to there. So you cannot really die. That's the cool thing. Another really big important element within EVE Online is a thing that's called learning skills, because learning skills is something that you always have to do, and you can also queue these up for a period of 24 hours, and that's cool in a way, because if you're done training a skill, then you can come back the next day and then queue up a new set of skills. The thing that you will probably want the most in the beginning is spaceship skills, either gunnery skills, either armor skills and engineering skills, because these are the basic fundamental parts for getting better guns, getting better ships, etc., etc., or make the ship fly faster. That's for navigation. So those are the basic elements that will improve your character over time. But sure, there's a lot of stuff that could be told about learning different skills and which skill would lead to a specific thing to do, but I'm not going to go through that whole thing yet. I'm just going to go through the basic concept on how to get started. Because this is a spaceship game, it's all about spaceships and shooting other spaceships. You could mine with spaceships, you could do something else with spaceships, like transport stuff from one region to another region. Spaceships is going to be your most important part. That's also one reason why I'm going to start off with Gallente frigates to train first. No, I don't want to buy Plex yet. Thank you for your information. There's a thing that's called ISIS. That's a new feature, by the way. And ISIS will give you a look and feel on which ships there are within this whole game. You start off with a thing that's called a rookie ship. That's this one right there, a Valader in this case. Valader, I have no idea how you would pronounce that whole name. But in most cases, if you're going to start off with do small missions with ships, to shoot other ships, then you will probably start off with a thing that's called a frigate. A frigate is the small ship that is out there that has decent guns. And these things, frigates, are also having a really important role if it comes to the meta game called Zero Space and that sort of thing. Frigates are important. That's the thing that you need to know about that whole part. It's the smallest ship that's out there, but each frigate has their own role, more or less. If you are advancing in time, then you can unlock destroyers, either cruisers, either battle cruisers. The more you go to the right, the bigger the ship is. That is basically the main concept and idea behind this whole ship list. There's another thing that you need to know about this whole ship list is that each ship has either its ship itself, it can have a faction ship, where it says like there, Federation Navy Comet, either it can have a Tech 2 ship, either there's also a thing that's called a Tech 3 ship, and that is located over there. It's a strategic cruiser right there. Each ship has their own role again, but if you compare a frigate with a faction frigate, a faction frigate is just better. That is just like the main concept behind a faction ship. But the cool thing is, if you are able to use the Tech 2 version of the Tech 1 version of that ship, then you can also fly the faction ship. However, for getting inside of these Tech 2 ships, you require a lot of different skills to actually get there, because it's a really specific ship that has a specific role. You need more skills to actually use that ship. So yeah, that's kind of like the thing that you need to know and understand about those things. So the first thing that I'm going to take over here is a thing that's called a Navitas or a Tristan. If I can actually fly, that is a Tristan. Do I have the money for that whole thing? I'm not sure. I have 5,000 ISK. That's not that much. You start off with 5,000 ISK. Okay. Then there's a thing that's called a ship hanger, right there. Right there. Oops. Can I get rid of ISIS? Thanks. If we go here, that's your inventory. Inventory is your stack of stuff that you own. I own a capsule right there, and I have barely nothing in my ship hanger, item hanger right there. There's nothing there. So the thing that I can do right now is undock. I know this. that's cheap and easy part. Just undock, and then go back docking. Right click dock. There.
Docking permission requested.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
That's the first thing that you will probably do, is dock and or undock and then dock. And then all of a sudden I get a message that says something like, yeah, well, your ship has blown up and whatnot. No, my ship hasn't been blown up yet. Here it says actually something like, yeah, well, we regret the temporary lack of your spacecraft. Okay, thanks. So if I go back to my item hanger over here, I actually have a thing that's called a Fallator. Make active. Thanks. There we go. I actually have a frigate. Or a rookie ship. That's what I meant. I actually have a rookie ship. That's what a rookie ship looks like. And the only thing that I did was activate the ship. And I could just go like leave ship. Then I'm back in my pod right there. And I can go back to ship. Either the inventory. And say right click and I make active. Right there. Make active. So now I actually have my ship right here, and then there is a thing that's called a fitting screen, and this is also going to be a really important screen later on, because while you progress over time you can get new guns, you can get new equipment, and so on and so on. So eventually you could make your ship better, perform in a specific way, like you want this thing to have heavy shielding so nothing can actually penetrate your ship, or you want this thing to be like really fast so nobody can actually shoot your ship because your ship is like really fast. That's where this whole thing comes in, a fitting screen. And the fitting screen is divided into four different subsections. You have something that is called a high slot, a mid slot that's located over there, and a low slot. And while you progress over time you will unlock something that is over here, and that is what was the term again? Hard points, rigs. That's the one, rigs. Thanks. You can actually unlock rigs, and rigs are something special in a way that will boost your ship in a specific way. You can either have a lot of shield cap or whatever. It's a tweaking thing. So the first thing that I start off with is a thing that's called a electronic blaster and a miner. And at this point I can already start making money. That's the cool thing, because that's one of the parts where this game is all about: earning money and learning skills. So the first thing that I can do is unlock over here a thing where there I can load up a series of views, and one of them is mining right there. Nothing is to be found. Great. Wait, there are no mining belts over here. You gotta be kidding me, right? There are no mining. There's a mining belt right there. Why doesn't it show up in mining? Load all. Let's go for a load all. I'll just leave this out. That's also one of the things that's probably pretty important in the beginning. is that in this overview you can modify all kinds of different settings. You can hide certain items, and one of the things that I often hide is Concorde. I don't need those. Sentry guns, I don't need those. Moons, yeah, great for later on, but not in the beginning. Custom offers, no. Planets, no. Stuff like those. The things that you don't want, you can actually delete from this overview, right there. But because I said something like, yeah, well, I can already start like earning money. Let's go to this mining belt
Warp
right there.
drive active.
And another thing that's kind of like important to know is that EVE is all about jumping to one position to another position. Those are your key reference points. It's not your typical AWSD game like you would like use your keyboard and stuff. You point to a specific thing where you want to go to. Like I want to go to this asteroid right there. I say right click and then approach, and then my ship will move towards that thing like that. There we go. My asteroid is right there. Look at right there. There's my asteroid. And at this point I'm moving my ship towards that asteroid. So it's not your straightforward moving around thing. You just point towards the direction you want to go to. But because I wanted to show you about mining and earning money in the beginning stage, this is just one direction that you could go for, is target this thing. Let's go for unlock target and show you like how you could do it. Click on the asteroid right there, and then you have an icon right there where it says lock target. I'm just using the shortcut keys. I'm used to that, so I'll try to unlearn myself what I'm used to. And I can do something like orbit this thing, let's go for 500, like 5 kilometers, and orbit around this thing 5 kilometers around. So this thing will just go around with circles. And while I'm doing that, I can start mining this thing using my civilian miner, just like that. So at this point it starts like laser beam, just like that. Laser beam. We're firing lasers. I might also add that mining is probably one of those elements that is the most boring part seen by EVE players. But it's a really good thing to kind of like get started with. If you have no money whatsoever, like I have right now, I have no money whatsoever. But it's a cool way to actually earn money in the beginning, while you're just training along and trying to learn everything about what is really happening in EVE and what it's really about. So at this point that I'm mining this thing, I could open up the help file, for instance. Why not? And go like, let's go for tutorials and read everything that's out there. Yeah, I mean, mining is a boring process. So why not catch up on what EVE actually has to offer while you're just mining along? Great way to start. Okay, I think I'm done with the script. I'm going back to my station. I have no clue what my station was, by the way. That's my station. There's only one station in this system. I'm going to dock to that station. And while I do that, I actually obtain over here a thing that's called Feldspar. Right there. There you go. I'm actually obtaining something that's called Feldspar. And Feldspar is a raw material. Like you have different raw materials, and these materials can be processed later on, like into titanium and that sort of thing.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
There is something that is called building items. but from the beginner point of view, building items is probably something that you would not do. At least I haven't really done it in the beginning. So eventually you will probably go like drag this item inside of your item hanger and say right click and then refine this item. You need at least 333 items. What? I'm missing 3. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, now I just gotta go back and get me 3 more.
Warp drive active.
That's just like stupid. Yeah, you're missing 3. Go fuck yourself. Okay, I'll go back, fetch 3 more then. But like I said, there are different raw materials, and here you can actually see which different raw materials you actually have. There is a thing that's called condensed feldspar. There's condensed scordite in this region, dense feldspar, and massive scordite, and feldspar. And feldspar is actually the thing that I actually mined, so I'm just going to fetch that again. There you go. And what is my range? Within 10 kilometers. Okay. You gotta wait until I'm actually in the range of 10 kilometers. Right there. There it says what your range is. Right there. When you lock the target, you can see like how far am I from my target. Well, I'm actually talking about ranges and all the stuff. There's here. This is your heads-up display. And in here you will have a couple of meters. There's a shield status, and in the meantime I'm just going to grab mine over here. There's a thing that's called shield status. There's a thing that's called armor, and there's a thing that's called hull. And the first 2 are probably going to be the most important parts in the early stages of your game. Hull is, yeah, kind of like playing EVE on hard, more or less. If you are into now forget about that part. You could go for different types of tanking. At least it's called tanking. Like you build up your ship based on a specific element. You could go for a shield tanked ship, which has a lot of shield. You could go for a armor tanked ship, or you could go for a hull tanked ship. If you are, for instance, playing a lot of Caldari ships, then the most obvious route would be having a lot of shield tanking. Gallente, on the other hand, has something with armor tanking. So each race has their specific ability with their ships. I think I have enough now. I think I have. Yeah, there you go. There. 433 right there. Okay, let's go back to our station. So that is just a little bit about how this heads-up display works. You have a shield, you have an armor, and you have a hull. And the hull is the smallest amount most of the time, where most people will focus on armor tanking either a shield tanked ship, because it's the easiest way out. On the other hand, it will consume a lot of your slots. That's the mid slots and the low slots, if you're going to do that.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
There. At this point I should have a fair amount of stuff in my cargo, right there. And I can drag that to the item hanger right there, and then say stack hull. And then everything is stacked. Right click and then say refine, refine, refine. And now it will actually say, okay, I have 763 items, and I'm going to convert that to 1626 titanium. Whatever. You do that. And now I can actually sell this stuff. I can sell this item right there, and I actually got 7,000 ISK. So I just doubled my effort right there. Even while it sounds like pretty much, it's not that much, to be fairly honest. the cool thing with this ship is that it has already like a thing, like a gun. But I could actually buy new guns, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I actually have the skills for those. Gunnery, where at? Open training queue. 7 hours. Gunnery skills, gunnery skills 2. Okay. You got to check over here. Go back to the market. Where you at? Market. And then look for hybrid turrets. Just turrets, ship equipment, and then turrets. And this whole market thing is something that is probably hard to understand in the beginning, but eventually if you go like look through the whole process on how it's actually categorized, you will start to learn bits and pieces on how this actually works. It just takes some time. That's the only thing. I'll just check if I can actually fit a thing like a light blaster or something like that, because that would be cool. That would be kind of cool. 30,000. Okay, 30,000 it is. Attributes, pre-request. I can actually fit that thing because I have the skills for that. Okay, that's cool. So let's go for the agents thing. Aura will always go teach you like the basic understanding, like how to get started and all the stuff, and that is one of the reasons why you always have this agent available to you from the beginning. And here you will actually teach you like learning skills, stuff like those. Well, I can just show you on the fly like what it's really doing, and it's located over here, right there. It's in the same system that I'm in right now. I could just show you accept this mission and then undock the ship. Undock the ship. To go to a destination within your mission, you could go for opening up the conversation that you have right there, or you could go for this menu right there and then say warp to location, just like that.
Warp drive active.
And then it will bring me to the location of my mission. Yay. Number 1, engage. There. And we are there. And the next thing that will most likely be common is a thing that's called an acceleration gate, and that is your starting point within a deep space pocket. It's called a deep space pocket because you're somewhere in the middle of space, and within that deep space pocket you will either have your mission right there, where you're basically doing your thing, or you would have a acceleration gate right there, which is located right there. So I just used
Warp drive
activate gate option, and that will jump me right through the gate. Zoof. And now that I'm here, I can pick up a thing that's called a cargo container. And it's located right there. That's a cargo container. You can actually see it right there. There it says cargo rig. So I say right click and then approach, and then I'll just go like fly to that thing. Wait, I'm actually stuck in the buoy. The beacon. Fly, my lovelies, fly. And to open up a cargo thing, there's an icon located over there which says open cargo. Click that, and there you have your thingy. And to get it, I can just say click loot all, and then that item is now a part of my cargo, or inside of my cargo. I can open up my cargo right there. There you are. So there's my freedom of operation thing. Okay, I'm done. Go back to right click over here and then say duck to station.
Warp drive active.
And now I can actually tell my agent that I've done my mission, and then I should now get back a repair system thing back, which is also an essential item to learn repair systems. Kind of like what I said with the shield tanking thing. Now I'm actually training something for armor tanking. Yeah, you can jump, guys. You can jump, you can jump. 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 Why is this thing not aligning? Oh, there we go. Nope, it's not. Yeah, no it is. Yay! Jumping! Jump. And we're back at the station. I'll just dock with the station right here.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And I'll just open up my agent right there and say complete mission. And we're done. So at this point I can check my inventory, and there it should now have an item right here. That's repair system. And that's the learning skill. I know that by looking at this icon. And in that case I can just say like right click and then train now to level 1. And no, I don't want to activate Plex. So now this whole thing is added to my skill queue right there. So that's an essential part for doing missions. You basically open up the agent and then you will receive a specific mission, and then you can do that mission. But in this case it's all Aura, and Aura is all for the tutorial aspect of it all, to get the hang of the game and how it actually works. But later on, while you progress over time, you will probably come across with different agents, and Aura will eventually send you to a specific agent. But in this case I'm just going to be bold, and I'll say like yeah, I'm going to leave this system, fuck this system, bye. Go through a Stargate. These are Stargates right there, and these will point me to a specific system that's out there. So bye Burinish, whatever. Burinish. Burinish. I kind of like the way they updated these rookie ships, by the way. It's been a while that I actually flown on a rookie ship. Whee! Okay, now we're in a different system. A different system has different asteroid fails and different things that I can actually warp to. So I'll just go to a trading station. Let's go for a for something.
Warp drive active.
I always like the way that these things shine.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So now I'm in a different station, and here I have 2 agents which are not available for me. However, I can, if I want to, use the agent finder. There you go. Business agent finder, right there. And the agent finder is sometimes handy if you want to find a specific agent, and that is exactly what I want to do. I want to find a agent that is Galente specific, because I know for a fact that I can actually do missions for those, and then go for a corporation. That doesn't really matter to me, and I want to have an agent type that's a security, and then I can find a agent level 1. And I need to find somebody who's like in the region of this system, which is right there. So can undock. Ooh, nice. Double click the person, and then it should actually say here it's on Moon 4. Okay, Moon 4 it is. Moon 4 right there. Right click, dock. Thank you. That is the way I usually go for a specific direction if I want to run a specific mission. Going back to this whole agent finder bit, there are different levels and there are different categories. Like over here you have different agent types: career, distribution, mining, research and development, storyline, and stuff like those. And each type will give you a specific direction of what kind of mission you are going to run. So if I'm going to go for a mining agent, most likely I will get missions that are directed to mining stuff. If I go to a thing like security is all about shooting stuff. Distribution is all about bringing cargo from one point to another point, the boring stuff. Research and development is also a really important part if you are up to it. Is you do a lot of stuff with science, and you train a lot of science skills, and you will eventually research and develop new things. That is kind of like the idea. Okay, available for me is Estate Bink. Open Estate Bink, and now it will actually say like this site has contained special whatever. And these are the. You may use your Falator to access it. Okay, fine. Then I'll just access that with a Falator. Following objectives must be finished to complete this mission. Acquire these goods. Drop off location there. Kill the lead terrorist. Oh, it's not. I need to kill somebody. Yay! So let's kill this bastard. Accept this mission. Undock. There we go. And we'll just go to warp to this location. Thank you.
Warp drive active.
The only nasty part, I only have one gun, so this is going to be hard as hell. It doesn't cause that much damage, so I'll probably go get like killed, whatever. Who gives a shit? Just shoot me already. Because I cannot die, I will always return. There's another acceleration gate right there. Yay! So we'll just do the same thing. Approach the gate right there. Approach the gate right there, and then say activate gate when we're close enough. Go, my lovelies.
Warp drive active.
And sometimes that's also a cool thing to know, especially if you're starting. Sometimes you will get messages like these in your chat window. That's mission specific, but in most of the time you can ignore them. I mean, it's just bullshit. Okay, here's bad guy number 1. Let's go taunt him. What? He's not in range. You gotta be kidding me, right? Okay, I'll take this dude. I'll just approach him right there. I can also sort this by distance, so I know which is the closest one right there. So I'll just take him and then orbit around this guy and then start shooting. and ask questions later. You will probably wipe the floor with me. That's an ugly looking thing. Ew. I actually won this one. But they're tearing my ship apart. It's located over there. It doesn't matter. I'll just blow them all up. That beeping sound is a warning sound. And if you're new, you're going to get used to that. It's an alarm that my shield has dropped. Ooh, these guys are messing me up bad. That's what I said. They're basically messing me up bad. Yeah, well, fuck it. I will die eventually. I will die with a vengeance. And I don't care. It's a bloody rookie ship anyways. Oh look, I'm burning. There. Yeah, you go die. Keep range. Right there. Oh no, they shot my ship. Oh no, they shot my ship. Okay, this is the cool part because that is also one of the things that I wanted to show. Is okay, my ship just blew up right there. My wreck is right there, but now I'm actually in this capsule right there. So I can use this capsule to go like, yeah, well, fuck you all, bye. I'll just dock to the near station, and then I will get my rookie ship back, and I can still kill them with a vengeance. But eventually, if you are having a bigger ship, then losing your ship will probably be bad, because that thing will probably be much more expensive. Yeah, it's in this case I'm going like, oh well, fuck that shit. I don't care, I'll get a new one. They actually updated the capsule as well. Kinda like cool.
Docking permission requested.
Yeah, I talk already.
Docking request accepted.
Thank you. And we're back in the station, and there it comes again with a message like, hey, you lost your ship, blah. Hey, you have a new ship, thank you. Inventory. There you are. Right click, activate. There. And I got my ship back. But because this is a rookie ship, I can lose as many rookie ships as I want. And it doesn't really cost me a thing. That's the cool thing behind it. But eventually you're going to have a frigate. And when that's going to happen, then you will probably pay for the frigate. And the frigates are around 300,000 ish, if I'm not mistaken. Depends on the frigate. Frigate, where you at? Ships, frigates. Frigates, there you are. Standard frigates. Galante. And then go for the cheapest one. That's 300,000. That's 400,000. That's a 400,000 ship. I thought that this one was the cheapest. Yeah, that's the cheapest one. Right there. 55,000 ISK. As soon as you get that kind of money, which I'm pretty close at, because I have 9,000 right now, but each time that I do a mission, I get money in return. So that's cool. So you're kind of like building up your wallet, and then you can buy a bigger ship and then become better at what you're doing and do your stuff faster, so earn more money, and then that cycle just repeats itself more or less. And in the meantime, you're just queuing up skills to get better at the same time. So eventually the money flow will become easier, and before you know it, you actually have earned your first billion ISK. And it's not that hard. I mean, it's just simple. So this was kind of like looking at EVE Online in a nutshell, and how the initial starting point of this whole game actually works. Like I said, this is just a really tiny bit of what EVE is all about, because it's a sandbox game. Maybe I will talk about that whole thing much more in depth about what EVE has to offer. Anyways, have lots of fun, and I will talk to you later.